Yo, what is good in the neighborhood? It is your guy, Ndasuunye. It's been a long hiatus, I know. For those who don't know, my name is Ndasuunye. I used to be on YouTube for a little bit, did many different things. You can check out some of my videos if they're still there in my profile or my channel. Anyway, I wanted to come back and talk about the Uber, because I know there's been a lot of things going on in regards to, is it worth it? Is it making a lot of people money? Is it doing anything for people, or is it just a scam? First and foremost, no, it's not a scam, and I can tell you right now, I'm making some pretty decent money. Not to say that it's the best in the world, but we'll get more to that later. Anyway, right now, as you can see, it's pretty bad out here. We're in New York. We got some snow from Siberia. Can you believe that crap? I can't believe it. But it's not going to stop us, because we in New York. We hustlers. Anywho, when I have to get somewhere warm, we're going to talk more about the ins and outs of Uber, and is it worth your time? Is it worth doing it? And is it going to make you money in your city? Until then, peace. Alright, so we are here in college right now. I came here because I wanted something nice and warm, because after a long time in the car, it was a real hard to try to go back somewhere else. However, unfortunately, due to the fact that it is loud as crap here, I'm sorry. Either here or in my cramped car, which I was in for 4 hours. Can you do that? 4 hours in the city. That's the Uber lifestyle right there. That's number one. Uber lifestyle can get pretty cramped in the car. So I would take that into consideration if you're doing it, or find ways to make it more hospitable for you. But that's another video, another day. So I'm sorry for that. Sorry if my hair's a little messed up. Oh my God. But showing what's going on, right? Pretty bad for first video, but I cannot wait any more. Feelings must be said. So one thing I want to talk about right now is, being that I'm in New York, the big thing now is pretty much the whole deal is with the cap on the Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, Juno drivers, Via drivers, etc., etc., etc. Doesn't matter. Point is, what we call out here for hire vehicles is there's a cap. That means that there is no longer anybody allowed in the next year, so until August of next year, will they make a new judgment to say whether or not there can be additional cars on the road. So what that is stating is essentially that you can't register a car. You can get a license, you can go ahead and rent a car, but you can't get a new car on the road. So you can't get new plates particularly designed for TLC. Real quick, TLC is New York's taxi limousine company. That's not what it definitely means. It means Taxi and Limousine Commission. But short version, they're the people that regulate the taxis, the Ubers, all the for-hire vehicle drivers. Now, they capped it because there was a lot of congestion on the road, and so they wanted to kind of limit the congestion. So after that, August 16th, it was decreed no more Uber drivers, etc., can be registered in cars. Now, what does that mean for the Uber drivers in New York City? One, if you wasn't affected by it already, you can't add a new car. So if you're thinking about adding a new car in Uber, fortunately, you can't do it. Now, there is lucrative business in Uber. That's not to say you can't drive at all. Just the fact that you can't add your vehicle. Maybe you have a nice Mercedes-Benz Y or whatever. You can't add the cars as Uber vehicle. What you have to do is go and rent a car. How is this good and bad? It's good because now nobody can no longer congest the road any further than it already is. If you ever been to New York is pretty bad in their congestion. They are pretty always stop and go in the city. Don't want to be out in Manhattan, particularly after like 3 to 5 p.m. Anything between 3 and 5, all the way to 9 p.m. You're in traffic. So they congested that, limited that a little bit. So every time someone crashes, their license is revoked, license plate I should say, then that's that. Now the problem is they're still allowing people to get their licenses. So there's the little things that allow you to show that you are eligible to drive for TLC, whether it be taxi or a black car. Black cars, anything like Uber, Juno, Via, Lyft, whatever. So you're still competing with other people, and because what happened is that they rented so many cars out last minute, so many companies I should say rented out cars last minute, they now have flooded the market with their own cars at their personal use. So it kind of didn't fix the issue that much. How does it affect you? So if you want to drive for Uber, you're competing with everybody else. Has the money flow stopped? No. For me, I have been making consistently 25 an hour. Not bad for a young college student, not bad at all. But if you want, but apparently at a certain point, there used to be you making $300 in a few hours. Now you're making $300 in 12 hours a day. Now, is that terrible? No. But the thing, it still is a problem because being that more people can go on Uber with their licenses, the competition is usual. You're not reducing the flow. Mayor de Blasio and Governor Cuomo should have did this a long time ago. Unfortunately, it's not. So because of that, now 2018, the congestion is already bad enough. It won't work. So for those people that are thinking, oh, I can get in, you can get in, but it's kind of not a point, because the thing with renting is you rent a car $350 a week minimum. So let's say you make $1,000 in a week. That's not bad. I actually downgraded from $1,500 to $1,000 because I got tired of being out so long. Now, excuse me. Now, if you want to rent a car, you can rent a car. You're paying like $3, $6, $9, $12, $13, $1,400 a week just to rent your car out. Rent the car. And that essentially says that you're paying $1,600 a month, $1,400. That's the minimum, by the way. $100 a month out of your $4,000. So if you're doing 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, that's $1,000 right there. Now, with that being stated, that because you just took out $350 from your paycheck to give to the rental company, or even a rental individual to rent out cars, now you're left with $650 minus minimum $100 for gas. If you spend $20 in a day, 5 days a week, that's like $100 right there. 20 plus 100. So $100 out of your check from the gas. So $350 plus 100. And that's pretty much it. So fortunately, when you rent a car, you don't have to pay anything else. You're just renting the car out, you're paying the dues, paying your own gas. And if you want to pay minor expenses like a new tire, that's on you. Now, so you already paid $450 that week. Now that's assuming if you get the minimum $350. Assuming that the rental prices may have gone up because of the cap. Now you are looking at possibly $450 minimum. The $450 was the max, because they went from $350 to $400 to $450, depending on the type of car you had. And honestly, we're not giving away Mercedes-Benzes. The best car you can get from a rental person was a Lexus. So, good luck. And because now only people do that's already signing up is just rent a car, they're eating up with cars. So they are still on the road, still possibly crashing them. So you haven't really. So some people think that it's okay to have this cap. Personally, I think it's too late. It's too little, too late. The damage is done. Now you already have a cap where it has not done much of anything, because the fish is still there. Bus is still sucking really badly, and they are still getting away trucks, buses, other crazy taxis. Oh my gosh, let's not get into that. That's another day. That's another day. Overall, just not good. It's not good. Anyway, I don't want to make this longer than it has to be, so I'm going to end on this note. If you haven't done Uber yet, I would recommend, if you're in New York, doing it in Westchester, if you can stand the drive, doing it in Long Island, if you can stand the drive. You can start in Nassau. You don't have to go that far, because Nassau's not that bad. You can still bring your car and don't have to go through the hoops and trials of doing TLC. Because the other thing with TLC is gotta get the license, the plates, the diamond sticker. If you know what I'm talking about New York, it's a mess. It's a lot of mess. But in Long Island, Westchester, anything upstate, you can pretty much just jump in the car, sign up, and go. And you can still pay let's say you got a new car, $369 a month for your car note, and then like $350 a month for your insurance, regular insurance. Hopefully you got a good insurance to get you getting cheaper. So you're paying like at most $700 to $1,000 a month for your fees. Obviously, that's the whole thing. So I'm gonna go into a whole pros and cons thing about the renting versus owning a car in New York City. Now, as far as outer boroughs, I understand they don't have it as bad. Unfortunately, places like LA, obviously New York City, maybe even Atlanta, Georgia, they have congestion problems that make it a little tough to navigate around their area. And so they're making more money, but they're like, hard to travel if you've been in that area. And from what I understand, in Connecticut, the pay is lower in Connecticut than the big cities. However, the tips, the parties, all that crazy college stuff that's going on, they put so many of that it doesn't matter. Your tips alone cover the dough. You get tips like up the wazoo, I'm telling you. So if you want to do it in Connecticut, maybe New Jersey even, go ahead, give it a shot. I would be very cautious about doing it in New Jersey because they have their own set of laws that make it complicated. I will get more into being in one state and working another video. But until then, this is why I believe that congestion was a waste of time, and hopefully you make your decision based on the information I provided you. There'll be more videos to come. By the way, I'm sorry for the beard, but it is November, so no shave November, guys. Hopefully you got your beards all growing and pull it out and donating. I can put the link down below. I don't get paid for the link. I'm just doing it as a goodwill service because we gotta support cancer patients. That's losing their lives to not being able to afford their cancer and to research. Let's try to get rid of cancer as best as we can. In any case, thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time.